Hey guys, welcome to another Hunter video. I'm a Night Elf Hunter on the Whisperwind server. And yes, you're not imagining things, this is my Hunter tanking spec. I know it's been a while since you guys have seen this, but I am right now in normal Azjol Nerub, and I am gonna be in my tanking spec, and I'm gonna try to solo this instance. Now, my health is almost at 40k, but I have all the drums and scrolls. However, I'm missing the King Scroll, which will increase my health by another 8%. However, if I have that, I would probably hit over 40k HP, and my pet might be close to hitting 40k HP. But I don't think it's needed because my gear has increased a lot since last I've tried my tanking spec, and we should be able to take this down no problem. Now, when you fight these first set of ads, you have to make sure you take down these skirmishers first, because every so often they will drop their aggro and start hitting a random person. And since you're the only random person left in the instance, they're gonna start attacking you. And if they do attack you and your pet can't pull the aggro off, then feign death, and it'll go back onto your pet. Now, for the next set of ads, you have to make sure you start it with the proper amount of mana. And in this spec and in this gear, my mana goes down very quickly and it's not easily replenishable. And also, when you're fighting all the enemies, make sure you're always casting Mend Pet, because that's very important. And before you actually pull the enemies, make sure that your pet is on passive. Because if it's not on passive, if it's on defensive, and it should never be on aggressive, then what'll happen is it'll start walking towards enemies, it'll pull the first of the enemies and also all the other people, and there's no way that your pet can handle all of that. And you're pretty much gonna wipe. So I've taken down the skirmisher, and now it's just a matter of taking down everyone else. No, I don't want to join a group. Alright, second set. Again, same concept. Make sure you put your pet on passive and take down these skirmishers quickly. I usually pop my cooldowns on the skirmishers because the first two set of ads have the skirmishers and the rest don't, so I have more time to replenish my cooldowns. And whenever you start to get a web wrap, if you have Feign Death off cooldown, then use it. Because if you use it, then the web wrap will stop. Otherwise, you have to send your pet over to you because you're not going to be doing any damage if you are under the web wrap. Alright, a little low on mana at the moment, so I'm switching to Viper and taking out the next ads. Now, something else you could do is find the caster within these ads and shoot off a Viper Sting, which will help you with your mana just a little bit, which I don't do here. And I throw down an explosive trap just to do a little more AoE damage. And right before next boss, before the boss comes automatically, I have about 10 or 20 seconds, and I'm going to use that time to start drinking and get more mana up, just to prepare for the next fight. Or I don't drink, never mind. So I take down the boss. Unfortunately, I can't stand right under his butt, so I have to stand a little further back. That means my pet's AoE stomp won't be able to hurt any of the ads. And so I have to take care of them myself with explosive traps, snake traps, and also volley. And the boss is almost down. Now he's in a frenzy, and if you have any more cooldowns, pop it now because your pet's going to be taking damage. Now, one thing that I often do is forget to mend pet. So remember, always try to mend pet when you're doing this. And for the next boss, I am gonna go back into my DPS spec, but with the same pet. The reason why I do this is because this next boss, you could bug him out And so you'll be handling him and him alone and no ads. That means it's going to be very easy. And with my gear and my pet, I have confidence in him, so I should be able to do it. Now to bug him out, as a hunter, just put your pet on a passive, shoot the enemy, and then feign death. And all the enemies will disappear, put on aspect of the pack, and then run in and fight the boss. If you can't kill him, then you can always run down and run past him. And just now I feigned death, but for some reason the boss went away. So let's try that again. I usually feign death when my aggro is getting a little bit too close to the aggro of my pet. And I feign death again, and unfortunately he goes away again. Okay, lesson learned. No feign death. Not for this fight. So I have to make sure I put down traps to prepare for his coming. And I put up a misdirect onto my pet so that the initial aggro goes onto my pet. And I just take him out, popping my cooldowns. And always, since I am not in my tanking spec, you have to make sure that you always cast Men Pet. And I think I was pretty good at it that time. Alright, now, I did pretty good on that boss. I think I'm gonna go and try to do that, or the next boss, or the rest of the instance, in my DPS spec and see how I do. Alright, let's do this. Misdirect onto my pet. Pew 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 pew. Oh, I pulled aggro. Crap. Okay, come back, pet. Feign death. Still no luck. Still pulling aggro. Okay, trouble. My pet is taking too much damage because I lost a lot of the mitigation skills that my pet would otherwise have in my tanking spec. And that was pretty close. I'm out of mana, I was pretty close to dying, and so was my pet, so I'm gonna go back to my tanking spec just to be safe. Especially for this boss, because there's gonna be a lot of damage going out everywhere. And so I just drink up to make sure I'm full health and full mana. And look at the top right of the screen. I've actually forgot to leave my aspect of the Viper, so I'm doing half damage right now, which not good. Really not good. I don't know what I was thinking here because, yep, now I realized I am still in Viper, so I go back to the Dragonhawk. And I put my pet over to take care of the Guardian. And make sure that the little ground spikes don't hit you. Now, when it's on your pet, you have a few options. One of them is use Master's Call to call him onto you, which is far away from the spikes, or just put it back on passive to move him away from the spikes. Now, what's going to be annoying here is that all these carrion beetles and all the other little ads, now they may not have too much health, but it'll still take 2 or 3 hits just to kill them in my tanking spec. Now, if you have cooldowns, make sure you try to use it for the Venomancers. That's what they are. They are going to definitely be the most dangerous ads, because if they have too many of the poison debuff, then your health or your pet's health is really going to start dropping really quickly. So now, back to the boss. He has one more burrow and then one more set of ads. So I just have to live until then. I put down a few traps to anticipate the ads coming to do a little extra damage. And as you see here, I actually don't really have any cooldowns because I didn't plan it out well enough to have cooldowns when the Venomancers come out. The only cooldown that I did have is Intimidation, which helps with a stun. Now, as you can see, I got a little low on health, and I'm still going to be kind of low on health, but I've used a health potion, and pretty much now the game is in the bag. and he goes down. And that is me soloing regular Azjol Nerub. Now I'll come back with more soloing videos soon. So thank you very much for watching, and take care. Till next time. Bye. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, then you'll be able to find out how to squirrel.